very much for joining us. I am YORI FOLARIN. Well, today we have a special guest. He needs very little introduction in the sense that he is an elder statesman. And I'm speaking here especially about elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark. Chief Edwin Clark is the convener of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEV. And good morning to you, sir, from our Lagos studio.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now, first of all, I can't fail to wish you a happy birthday, even though it was all the way back in May, and you have told us why you don't celebrate it anymore.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so
thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations on your
thank
96th.
You. Your congratulations is well taken. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Well,
yeah.
you've always been in the public view, but then I think it was this week, in the middle of this week, on a different station, you made a ground-shaking allegation, and that really has been reported all over the place since then. I'm speaking in particular about your taking on the immediate past governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. He has since responded through, his information aid that whereas you are highly respected, sir, but that you, to use his words, you proceeded in error because you didn't have all the facts. So maybe I should first of all start there. We will come to the details because all of the allegations against the government, or shall I say the immediate past governor, all of them were contained in a letter you wrote to the EFCC complaining about the conduct of the last government. So as to that point that, well, the highly respected Chief Clark simply didn't know enough about it. What would you say to that, sir?
You are talking nonsense. You're a hireling. At my age of 96, this is gone. At the age of 96, I should not be engaging in telling lies or exchanging views with people like that. I knew, I'm fully aware of what I was talking about. In the first place, Governor Okowa, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, in 2014-15, I was one of those responsible. I was one of those responsible for making him the governor of Delta State. His Majesty, the Asaba of Asaba, Professor Edwin, who is in his 90s now, he's older than me, led a delegation of 11 traditional rulers from the Anyoma area, that is Delta North Senatorial Zone. And their secretary was the former deputy governor of Delta State, Chief Benjamin Edwin. They said the position of governorship has not got to their area. And therefore they wanted me as a leader to do something. And they would invite me, as a result of that, they would invite me to Asaba Congress gathering. They gathered at the arcade. And I wore their dress. And they asked that they wanted to have the governor of Delta State coming from the North Senatorial Zone of Delta State. I said, no problem. You are entitled to it as long as you are part of this state. Nobody should treat you differently. And second one, they said, when states are going to be created, they also want an Anyoma state. I said, no problem. So I left. It was at that juncture, because I'm cutting a long story short, my son.
Yes.
It was at that juncture I supported Okowa He was introduced to me by, the niece of his, one Mrs. Informer Boma. He brought him to my house. And I blessed him, and I fought for him with Tom Polo from Bramatu. We got it. And that's how Okowa became governor of Delta State.
Okay.
So it will not be proper. Yeah, go on.
Sir, as you know, it is Charles Aniago who is, I think he's been a commissioner in Delta State for information. He's speaking for the governor, and he was using the benefit of knowledge at his disposal that he can see into government records. Perhaps Chief Clark can't. And he was asserting that some of the serious allegations that you made, for instance, the Premium Trust Bank, he stated categorically that that does not belong to the governor. In fact, he says the government of Delta State uses only 3 banks. And Delta,
in fact, I've been waiting for them to take me up on that. And I have figures. I have some of the bank accounts. I'm an old man. Before I make a statement in the public, I must be sure of what I'm saying. I'm not going to talk about Premium Bank today, but let me say a few things.
Okay.
One Monday, Okowa is Okowa's brother. He was working in Zenith Bank as general manager, as assistant general manager, also deputy general manager. Today, he's the general manager of a Premium Bank in Asaba, the headquarters. One Emefiele, is also from Ika, from his own local government. All of them are Ika people. He denied that the man doesn't come from his village. Today, the man who was an executive director in Sterling Bank is now the managing director of that bank. That is one. Number 2, the government of Okowa wanted to raise a loan of 150 billion naira from banks, consortium of banks. And the lead bank was to be Zenith Bank, an old, very effective bank than the one that was established 2 years earlier, without proper capital. Now, Governor Cohen said no. It was going to be Premium Bank that was going to do that. Zenith Bank has to withdraw. And they reduced the money to 100, the loan they wanted to 100 billion naira. I won't go further than that.
Okay.
How much, let them come out. They wait. How much within the last 2 years, how much of Delta State money is in that bank? How much of Delta State government money is in that bank, as compared with how much they withdrew from other banks to that bank? So, I'm not lying.
Okay.
Let them take me to court.
But
the is the part owner of that bank. I won't lie.
Okay.
Everything the bank is doing, they're the part of He knows what is going on. I don't want to say how much shares he had there in profit.
Okay. so what you insist, sir, you are brushing aside all their protestations that it is not as you stated. But you said 1.76 trillion is the amount that you allege has been.
Listen, I know where you are going to.
Okay.
Listen, sometime this question of 13% derivation, which is provided for in the 1999 Nigerian Constitution, Section 1622 provided for 13, at least, the word at least 13% of the derivation money to be paid to the oil-producing communities. That's the Constitution of Nigeria. Nobody can amend it except the National Assembly and the state houses and Mr. President. But in 2006, our first civilian governor in 1999, James Onanefi Bori, established a law in 2006 establishing what is called Oil Producing Bank Commission. That is, all the money will be spent there. But when he made this law, as usual, he only provided for 50% of the 13% that must be paid en bloc to the Sopadec for its development. And Section 14 of the Sopadec law says that it is the body, this commission, that will be responsible for awarding contracts, discussing with the oil producing communities as to what they wanted in their area. But when Edwin came in, I'm sorry, when Edwin came in 2007, he got money. He was continuing until the 29th of May, 55, when Okowa took over. Since Okowa took over, he has amended the law 3 times. 2015, and I remember 2019 also. One, purposely to include, as usual, his own community, Ika, ethnic nationality, into the law, so that they become oil-producing community when they don't. What nonsense it is. Cheating not, fraudulent. So today, Ika, which is his ethnic nationality, it has now become the 6th ethnic nationalities that produce oil in Delta. The earlier ones are the Chekiris, the Jaws, the Isokos, the Robos, and the Indokwas. Other parts did not. Then the law also provided for that money, 50%, must be paid at once to the commission.
Okay.
But this did not happen in Odwana's time. I'm sorry, both in Odwana's time and in Okowa's time. I'm now talking about Okowa. Okowa now kept 50% of the 13% derivation and refused to pay in block the remaining 15% due to the commission according to their law.
Okay.
He was paying them installment. And according to that former commissioner for, if I used to be a correspondent in one of your newspapers.
Yes.
Yes. Now came to say that when he was asked by the people interviewing him, he said, I don't know anything about it. They have paid the Sopadec about 208 billion naira. Less than 300 billion naira.
Within the 8 years of the Okowa administration.
Within the 8 years of Okowa's administration. The question is, the 50% which they never paid, the remaining about 300 billion naira, who is keeping it? What is Okowa doing with it? Plus the earlier 50% not accounted for. So altogether, Okowa has to give an account of the 13% derivation amounting to about 1.7 trillion naira, for which he only spent on the oil community, according to them, less than 300,000 naira. Billion naira.
Yes, 208 billion naira.
God bless you. I go further to say, some time ago, his colleague, the governor of Rivers State, announced that the federal government has just paid them some money on the 13 derivation money fund. And he mentioned that the Delta State government received about 240 billion naira, which annoyed the Okowa and his group. And they started to make unnecessary statements. I said, yes. Each time we went for national conference and we said we want the 13%, which is put at least 13%, to be increased to 25% first. Everybody have been asking us, what of the 13% your people are having? If that amount of money is spent on the oil-producing community, you won't worry federal government. There will be no agitation. There will be no crisis. There will be no vandalization of pipeline and platforms of the oil companies. They don't. We told them at that time that when we get home, we'll take up this matter. So when the governor of Rivers State made that statement, and they criticized him, I decided to take up the matter. What did I do? I took a lawyer to go to the Federal Accountant General's office to ask for a certified true copy of the total amount of money paid to Okowa or paid to Edwin from 2007 to 2015, 2015 to 2022, December. And the figures came out. Edwin alone collected about 700 billion naira. Whereas in Okowa's time, for the 8th year, because of the oil boom at a certain time, he collected 1.7 something trillion naira. I'm not going to be exact. And the Accountant General of the Federation gave us, in a letter written to us, the total amount of money year by year or month by month paid, which amounted to about over 1 trillion and 7.7 billion naira, trillion naira. That is the case. So my letter to Okowa was to remind him, are you doubting these figures? You have been spending money. Now we have been seeing our youths on June 10th, 2017, published in the Vanguard a protest letter to the Vice President of Nigeria, and that it should warn their governor to pay money to Desobadek, not to starve it. That the contractors who work for Desobadek have not been paid. And their houses, which they gave as collateral, were being sold by the banks. Even the workers that work in Desobadek are not properly remunerated. In fact, they came to me. So I told these youths, I think published in the Vanguard, I think on the 29th of June, 2017, please cease fire. I will take up the matter. That's what brought the peace. Otherwise, the youth under the name of New Avengers of Niger Delta. So this Okowa is lying. He's fraudulent. He's very corrupt.
Okay. Well, Chief, fortunately, you are a lawyer. So you know all about these matters. And in fact, it looks to me like you've even done part of the investigation that EFCC might have felt that they
before I present a case to a place like EFCC or ICPC, I must do my homework. I must do my homework. I was commissioner for education, commissioner for finance and establishment for about 7 years, 6 years in Midwest. This is part of Midwest that is Delta today. So I know so much about the two states. I am from Delta. So he should not say that through his man that I do not know what I'm saying. I'm dependent upon what amount of money. Listen, I'm not questioning or asking him to give account of the FAG money which every state receives monthly. I'm not asking of the ecological money which he received, like other states. I'm not asking of any other amount. I'm talking about 13% derivation, which is meant for oil-producing communities. And as a leader of the South-South, and of my people in Delta State, whether I help Okowa to become governor or not, I must ask questions. The people are suffering. The people are suffering. When the vice president visited Okerekoko, listen, to see the Maritime University, he jokingly said, I thought because of the oil you are producing, you are like Dubai, but nothing like that is there. He said, sorry, ask the vice president. Otimbajo, professor. So Okowa is lying. This is an Nyangolo, I don't know who is he. He has put me into more trouble. Now they are appealing to me that please, that's it. I said, no, you have crossed the red line.
All right.
The people must have their money.
Indeed. And all of these, you know, since you are a man of the law yourself, what you're looking for now is for it to be taken up and to be investigated, because I believe, among other things, you've suggested that part of these monies were used to prosecute the last election, I have read in places. That is part of your allegation.
Yes, that is true. That's true. Let them take me to court. Listen, this Okowa, he's very tribalistic, very nepotic, very corrupt. You know what he has done recently? Delta State University in Abraka has been reduced to nothing. He pretended recently he had a secret plan. That's what I'm telling you. He elevated Agbo College of Education to a university known as Delta State University, Agbo. Not knowing that that was a secret plan for him to build a university in his own village, Owa, Alero and Owa, something. Today you go there, a new faculty of law with students' hostels, staff quarters, have been built in his village without roads, whereas Delta State Faculty of Law in Ode has not been developed to the extent that for 3 years, the NUC stopped them from recruiting new students. 3 years. But now, this man is responsible, taking the trouble to develop his own village, which is not as big as my own village.
Okay.
Now, he's building the faculty of medicine in his own village, the same hour. Whereas the one in Delsu is not being developed. He's building faculty of engineering in Owa, in his own village, with staff quarters. Whereas the faculty of law in Ode, in Isoko, has not been developed.
Well, Chief.
What type of man? He talks about 20.
Can I come in here, sir?
Yeah, go on.
You know,
yeah,
well, first of all, I've got to go a break now. So please stay with us. We'll be right back to continue with this conversation with elder statesman Edwin Clark, convener of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEV. Stay with us, please.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Mr. Honorable Minister, that's how you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
The National Assembly is a busy place. As the bastion of democracy, it is a place where bills are presented, motions debated, laws made, and the yearnings of the people are laid bare. Come with us as we take you through the workings of the National Assembly. We take you through plenary, committee meetings, and probes, all to ensure smooth working of the democratic process.
Welcome back. And our guest this morning is elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark, a 96-year-old elder statesman, and there's a sense in which he's a Nigerian treasure. So once again, thank you very much for making time for us. But you're in an angry mood because your beloved people, you feel that they have been shortchanged. But even though I hear the attitude you have to their response, I've also heard that, look, this whole thing is not sort of under the carpet. They explain that the federal government does owe them derivation. Federal government couldn't pay it all at once. They agreed that we'll be paying you small, small. In the meantime, what they had done is that they had, gone to a bank, taken a discount. Everything was done before the State House of Assembly up front. But it's unfortunate that they find themselves in your crosshairs. No doubt you would have heard about all of those to sort of explain part of the situation.
Thank you very much. Talking about the State House of Assembly, and this is a rubber stamp in it. They put the governor is the one putting all the members, so they do whatever he wants. First and foremost, if the federal government had not paid the total amount due to the oil producing communities in Delta or anywhere, let him give an account of what he had already been paid, how he spent the money, particularly 50% allocated to the oil community by them, by the Delta State, contrary to the Constitution. And the 50%, the remaining 50%, who spends it? Is it part of their there's something account of the security account? Let him account for whatever he received from the federal government, different from the FAG, which is normal to all states. Let him set it from 2015, June 2015, to 31st. We don't even want to go to the 6 months of this year that he has already is collecting. Let him state it. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not vindictive. I have a duty to do what I am doing, and I have no regret. That's why when he's appealing to me, I said no. So all I'm wanting, I've been a lawyer for over 55 years. All I'm asking for, forget about what federal government, if you state what federal government is owing them, if you now said what you received from federal government, how you spend the money. That's all what I'm asking for. The law of the Sopadec is there. The Constitution 162 is there. Why is it lying? That I got my information from third party. I'm not original. Who is original? Nonsense.
Okay, sir. Well, I can see that this is a subject close to your heart, and in fact, there are aspects of it that annoy you. But I think there are other things that we also want to enjoy from your perspectives when we have the privilege of having you. Can I leave that matter for the time?
If you want to discuss, if you want to, let me come in at this way. You said I am a very angry man just now. Yesterday, the Deltans, some were members of the Sopadec who served as commissioners, demonstrated and went to the EFCC to submit a petition. You must have heard of it.
Yes.
I saw them going. So the matter is for the whole of Delta State, and it will not end. Whether he's out of office or not, he will be called back to account for it by the EFCC or ICPC or even DSS.
All right.
The people are poor. He had made YORI a village. The commercial city of Delta State, which was to be the original capital before they took it to Asaba. So today, the oil producing people are the people suffering. His own area, which has not produced any oil, they'll use the money. The same accusation we give to the federal government, that's what is happening in my home. I'm very angry.
All right.
Thank you.
Well,
and I don't want to answer any other question. I don't want to answer any other question in this present mood. Thank you.
Okay, sir. But let us now come to your beloved
call me
Nigeria.
Another time.
Let's talk about Nigeria generally.
I don't want to talk about. No, I don't want to talk about Nigeria.
Out of Delta State.
I don't want to. I've told you I'm not in the usual mood. I'm very angry.
I'm so sorry about that.
Young man to lie against me.
Well,
so
we must
call me again. I'm around. If God saved my life, I'm still around. I will appear on Nigerian issues which I've been speaking about. I'm not afraid to mention anything.
I was going to ask you about the state of the nation. I was going to ask you about the state of the nation because you still love Nigeria.
No, listen. I'm concentrating on Okowa today. Let me see what you have said about him. Call me another day, anytime, any day. I will answer you.
Okay. But you don't want to speak about Okowa anymore. You don't want to speak about Okowa anymore. Or you want to stay on Okowa?
No, I will answer it.
Okay.
If you ask me.
Okay. The point you are making is that don't leave the subject matter of Okowa and your allegations. That is what you are saying. It's okay.
Yes.
I hear you.
That's what you called me to answer.
Well, I just, because they are not here, the other parties, sir, I don't need to tell you that. You know about needing to hear from both sides. We don't have that facility. But I've heard from you. I've heard from Charles Aniagu, who speaks for Okowa. We haven't heard from Okowa. But you have said that this one that you have said, if anybody feels they're up to it, let them take you to court if they doubt any part of the story. So that shows me that you have done your work. You have done your research. And
I have told you, perhaps if you don't have it, my second open letter to Okowa, where I stated all the amount, month by month, the letter given to me, to my lawyer, by the Accountant General's office in Abuja, showing all the amount being paid, that this is authentic record. I will send it to you.
All right.
To show that I'm not lying. I'm talking the truth. If there are the people lying, they have been paying this money into various accounts. There are about 13 companies where this money is being siphoned into for doing nothing. Meanwhile, the contractors are not being paid. The people are suffering. Talking about roads. Which road? In the river area, which road did he contribute?
If this is
Some
the case,
township road, walk away.
Okay. If this is the
What
case,
did he say?
if this is the case as you have stated it, these contractors are still going to be, they still need to be paid. The contractors you said that have not been paid. Now there's a new administration. They say governance is a continuum. What do you think can be done between the administration that you've just described and the continuum, which is the new administration and the new governor? How do you feel about the new guys in charge?
The new governor is inheriting huge amount of debt, both within and without. He has to face. Secondly, now that we are raising these issues, it is duty to find out whether we are right or his predecessor is right, before he should do something about the 13%. Listen, for two conferences, political conference held in Abuja here, I was the leader of the South-South. When we asked for increase of the 13%, because the Constitution said at least, what did they ask me? The Northerners, the Westerners, they said, what is your people doing with, what is your governors doing with the 13% derivation? Meant to, billions, meant to develop the areas. If they do that, there will be no vandalization of oil pipeline. There will be peace in the area. Can you imagine how much money the federal government is now spending to contractors to supervise the oil pipelines, to prevent stealing of oil? If these people spend that money, even the illicit refinery being operated by the frustrated youths in the Niger Delta will not happen.
You say all of this came to light as a result of the River State governor at the time, Nyesom Wike.
Yes.
That it was his public commentary that spilled the beans. Until he spoke up, you hadn't heard of this before. Is that correct?
No, I've heard of it. I have asked him before, but I didn't have the figures. So when Wike said that he received 240 billion naira from the federal government this year or last year, and he objected to it, and he just tried to say a few things that he's doing with the money. He said he has opened 3 universities. Delta said it's the only university in the only state in the country that had 4 universities, state universities. Who is he lying to? So Wike took this up, and I said, okay, let me find out the truth. As I told you, the federal government accountant general now revealed everything. Let him go and question the accountant general in Abuja here.
All right then.
And my lawyers are ready to go with him to, yes.
Yes. So our program is an interactive program. A viewer has called in. Reverend Dominic has called in. Good morning, Reverend Dominic. Oh, I hear that we just lost Reverend Dominic now. The nature of our program is that it's a call-in. You've given me the stricture of don't talk about any other thing. Even your beloved Nigeria, not today. Stay on Delta State and Okowa. Okay, I take that. I was just checking.
That is the concern of people of Delta State now.
Well, now that you've taken the matter this far, on behalf of the people of Delta State, because after all, you are the convener of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF. So now that you've picked up that job, you're doing that job, what is it that you expect, sir? You're expecting to hear from the EFCC. You're going to give them time to study all the documents, because I think some of those documents are online. But what is the next? Well, you're a lawyer, and you people, you're procedural. So what's the next step, procedurally?
What the next step? In fact, the Delta people the oil producing community, they have taken the governor to court in YORI, Federal High Court.
And you are behind that? You support
to court. They said that anything that is being done by our people to recover their money. God gave them this oil. They come from a very swampy area. They come from an undeveloped area. My good friend, late good friend, Senator Olusola Saraki, when he was campaigning in 1980 or 79 on behalf of ANPP, he went to Brutu, he went to these areas of Gidigbe. When he came back, he came to me in YORI, says, Chief, is this your area? I said, yes. He said, it doesn't look like a part of Nigeria. He went in a boat. The area remains as it is today. No proper school. Children are not going to school because no teachers, no furniture, no classrooms. Tell Okowa. Yet he pretend that he is the one paying the salaries of these people by setting up a kangaroo board.
One moment, sir. While I bring on Mr.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Odeka, a Niger Delton, but calling in from Ikeja, is on the line. Good morning, Mr. Odeka.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes. Please, did you have a commentary or a question for Chief?
No, a commentary. I really, really want to appreciate our great, just want to appreciate our great elder, Sir Jack, for the great job he's doing.
All right.
Yes. I am very aware of its representation there. The Desopadec is suffering. In fact, we have relations who have died because of the lack of regard for that institution by this government of the day, or past government rather. Our father there is really doing some great representation for the people there. Many, many are downtrodden. And I think this issue just must be looked onto and really address the issue he has been talking about. He's been talking this much, and it doesn't seem that there's been some answers. But I think this time, a good representation should be given to the issue at stake so that minds should be calm. Because otherwise, we'll be looking out for something else, and we don't pray for that.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right, then. Thank you very much. You heard that, sir?
I heard it.
He said, I think he was implying that, look, something has to be done, but at the same time, we have to be careful because I think he was, there was a suggestion that we don't want any unrest as this matter is being pursued. And
that's what we are doing. Immediately we are doing this, the youth will be satisfied. The youth will be satisfied. But if nothing is done to these people, good luck.
Well, thank you very much.
To Nigeria,
sir. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chief. I'm going to have to leave it here now because
thank you very much.
We've got the benefit of your point of view on this whole matter. I also tried to bring in some of the point of view of the other side, but you've also given us your impressions on whatever it is that they have been saying. So thank you very much, Chief Edwin Clark, convener of the
I'm indeed very grateful to my sons. And I won't tell a lie at my age. So whatever I've told you, it proved. I've researched. So, and I was part of it.
Yes.
When the 13% was granted at the Constituent Assembly.
Moment, I think the Reverend that we missed that time, he just got back in. Good morning, Reverend Dominic.
Good morning, Chief YORI.
Okay, all right then.
Good morning, our Papa, our elderly statesman. YORI, I want to say this.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. The Chief can hear you.
I don't know if your guest can hear me.
He can hear you.
We're pleading to him. Taking data in isolation is a challenge. All the whole Niger data fees are receiving 13%. I don't know whether my state is still part of it, which is Imo State. As the early statement to use his office, and let's put a satellite in the whole Niger Delta State. Where do we see development that commensurate to the 13%? Where do we see the development that commensurate to Niger Delta Ministry? Where do we see development that commensurate with UNPADEC and also state fund? If we go to all these states, it's a shame. My state in Imo State today, I don't know whether it still belongs to Niger Delta. If Imo State belongs to Niger Delta, could anybody ask the governor now, what is he using the money of Niger Delta or 13% to do in Imo State? Imo is the word for it. We have now increased insecurity in Imo. You cannot go to my state and sleep in your room. So, as the elder statement, not to take Delta State in isolation, you should put satellite light in the whole Niger State, United States of Niger Delta. They are receiving all this 13% and nothing is being done. Abia is what? If you go to Abba today, you sleep on dustbin. Where is the fund? Even to clean a state, what I call waste, we can't see it in other states. And Abia is part of Niger Delta that receives 13%. All the whole of them are the same. All. We should take it on isolation so we can get a maximum result.
All right.
Thank you. And God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much for calling in, Reverend Dominic. Well, Chief, you can hear now that this action has started Yes. So,
now, let me say this to you about additional information. We have what we call Southern Nigeria and Middle Belt Forum, of which the leader of Afenifere, Ayadebajo, is a member with his people. High Chief Emmanuel Wanyawo is the leader of Ohanese. Myself, I'm the leader of Pandek. And the late Dan Suleiman is gone. But Dr. Pogu and General Leckworth, they are the leaders. These issues he has raised, I've listened to him. He's right. Imo is a part of, but I've got other figures. So I will bring them before our meeting, when we meet again. That is what I collected from the Federal Accountant General's office. The amount of money each state, the 9 states, Imo included, Abia included, Ondo included, plus our 6 states. So what he said is a challenge to me. I will take it up. I'm the leader of that body.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Chief. As I was saying bye-bye earlier.
But you are not satisfied that the people are aware of what is going on with their 13%. This is an Igbo man. The other man is from Delta, I think. So I'm happy to hear that. God bless them. Thank you.
Something has started with your action. Now other people are saying, wait a minute, we're also part of this, and now they are coming into the fray.
I will take it up. I've got the figures, all of them.
Once more, thank you very much, Chief Edwin Clark. Our pleasure and privilege to host you this morning.
Thank you.
All right, then. So that's our program then. Please join us on Monday for a fresh edition. I am YORI FOLARIN. Bye-bye for now.
Boss was like, a decent fashion designer only gets home at midnight.
Midway.
Man like Osimhen. Papa just the chop Italian league like,
These are